Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about dupes. I've gotten so many requests to do more dupe videos ever since my last one, and I've also been getting requests to review some palettes from ShopHush.com, or actually the ShopHush app is where most of them are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and then get into the palettes themselves. I'm going to be talking about the Face Candy Smoothie and Milkshake palettes, and these dupe two of Too Faced's newer palettes. So I'm going to be doing comparison swatches and talking about the formula and how they compare. So just stick around and let's get right into it. So first of all, if you're not familiar with ShopHush, they started out as a website, ShopHush.com. They still have the website, but a lot of the newer and hotter palettes that they sell are only available on the app. So you do have to download the app to your phone or your tablet, but the thing that I like most about the app, and I order from the app all the time regardless of whether the product is there or on the website, is because you get free shipping on the app with any order. There's no minimum, so you can order a $5 product and get free shipping. So it's definitely worth just downloading the free app and doing it that way. The app is a little bit tricky to navigate, but you know, you get used to it. You can't search really, so you just kind of have to keep scrolling through until you find the products you want. So that's one downfall of it. But another actually positive thing about the app that a lot of people don't know is that there's a section on there where you can rack up points, and you get money off of your purchases once you rack up a certain number of points. So you kind of visit the app every day and just click the little button. So I'll explain in the description box how you go about finding that. So every day, if you log into the app and just click a button, it'll add more points to your pot. And then once they add up, you can use it for money off a purchase. So last time I placed an order, I actually got $5 off my purchase. So it's definitely worth just going to the app every day and just clicking that little button. It takes 2 seconds. So anyway, ShopHush is well known for dupe palettes, and a lot of them are from the brand Bad Habit Beauty, and some of them are from Face Candy Makeup. ShopHush is the only place I've ever seen this brand, so I don't know if they're sold anywhere else, but that's the only place that I know of. And these palettes are $12 a piece, and they also sell them in a bundle, so you can get them 2 for $20, which makes them only $10 a piece. So if you're interested in both of these palettes, then definitely get the bundle. It's well worth it. So first, let's talk about the Smoothie palette. This is the newest one that just came out recently, and it dupes the Too Faced White Peach palette, which I also have and I've been really into lately. It's just, the colors are right up my alley, even though the reviews weren't so great. They actually suit my fair skin tone really well. So let me hold these up side by side so you can see what they look like next to each other. The colors are not in the same order, but you can see that this color scheme overall is pretty much identical, and that they have duped every single shade in the Too Faced White Peach palette. Packaging wise, I think the Too Faced one beats the Face Candy by a mile. It looks like a beautiful clutch. It has the shiny gold with the clasp. It's just absolutely stunning. But one thing that I do like about the Face Candy packaging is that it's really easy to store. It's slim. It's a cardboard type packaging, but it actually closes really tightly with the magnet. So I can't complain about the packaging either. It also has a mirror inside. So while it's not as luxurious and fancy as the Too Faced palette, it's definitely good packaging. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. So I'm wearing both palettes on my eyes today. The White Peach is on this side and the Smoothie palette is on this side, and I don't know about you guys, but I cannot tell the difference between them once they're on my eyes. But when I was applying them, I definitely noticed a big difference in how they applied. So the Too Faced formula is very dense and rich and pigmented, and it doesn't have a lot of powder kick up at all, whereas the Smoothie palette is super, super soft and also very pigmented. But because it's so soft, it has a lot of powder kick up, and I did have a lot of fallout underneath my eyes that I had to clean up. So there's a big difference when applying both of these. You can still get the same looks with the Smoothie palette, and like I said, it's just as pigmented as the Too Faced palette, but the formulas are very, very different. So just be aware of that. If you are going to get the Smoothie palette, that you need to work with it just a little bit more because of all the powder kick up. I would definitely recommend using a primer underneath, and with some of the shimmery shades that might have some glitter fallout, use like a glitter glue or some type of mixing medium to wet it a little bit. I think it'll just help it to go on a little bit better. So swatch wise, let's take a look. These pretty much look almost identical. There are a few differences here and there, but as I said before, the Smoothie palette really swatches beautifully. You wouldn't be able to tell that one is a $12 palette and one's a $45 palette. So you can definitely get the same looks with the Smoothie Palette as you can with the White Peach, but it's just gonna take a little bit of extra work to get the shades to look exactly the way you want them to, but it's nothing that a little primer or setting spray won't fix. So if the White Peach is not in your budget, or if maybe you're just not sure that you would use it all that much, but you still wanna play with the same kind of shades, definitely check out the Smoothie, because I think a lot of people are on the fence about the White Peach and aren't quite sure if it would work for them or how many looks they could really create with it. So for 12 bucks, you can get pretty much the exact same thing and just try it out. And if you end up really loving it and thinking you do want the White Peach, you could always splurge on that later, but this is a great way just to play with these exact colors. And then the next dupe is the Milkshake palette versus the Too Faced Just Peachy mattes. Again, these are pretty much identical in terms of the color selection. The Milkshake is an all matte palette, just like the Just Peachy mattes. I'll show them to you side by side so you can see how close they are. And again, same thing, they're not in the exact order as far as the shades go, but if you really look at it, you can see that all of the same exact shades are there. So definitely an intentional dupe here, but at least they tried to make it look a little bit different so it's not completely obvious. But as soon as I swatched the Milkshake palette, I knew that it was definitely a Just Peachy mattes dupe. And as far as the formula goes on these, I have the same opinion as I did with the other two. The Too Faced Just Peachy mattes is definitely more dry and dense of a formula without as much powdery kick up. The Milkshake palette is definitely softer and more velvety feeling, especially when you go to swatch it. It swatches just as nicely as this, but when you're applying it with a brush, you definitely need a primer just to help it to grip to your eyelid a little bit better. So, but overall, you can get the same kinds of looks with these palettes as well. So quickly, let's just jump into some comparison swatches. As you can see, these are also extremely similar. There are some shades that are identical and other shades that are just slightly off, but I think once they're on your eyes, it's really hard to tell the difference between them. Okay, and before I go, I know you guys are gonna ask me which ones do I prefer, and I have to go with Too Faced on this one. Not only is the packaging more luxurious and beautiful, but just talking about the actual formula itself, the Too Faced one is much easier to work with and just apply to your eyes. It blends better. This one is just, it takes a little bit more work to get it to stick on your eyes. It has a lot of fallout to clean up, and overall I think it's just the powderiness of this one means that sometimes when you're blending, it just sort of blends away and then you have to add more. And with the Too Faced, when you first apply a color, it sticks. So definitely the Too Faced one is better, but if you are on a budget, or as I said before, you kind of want to try these colors but don't want to splurge on the palette until you know it's going to work for you, this is a great option because you can get the exact same looks out of it. It's just a matter of working with the product a little bit more. All right guys, that does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comments, have you tried anything from ShopHush? Have you tried these palettes? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.